Hello, my name is Natalia Porsche, and I am an attorney in Biloxi, Mississippi. I practice law in the state of Mississippi. I'm also licensed in New York. However, I do not practice law in New York unless it's an immigration case. My office is in Biloxi, Mississippi, like I said, and I practice family, criminal defense, and immigration law. Now, in this video, I would like to discuss the alimony, right? The family law, and specifically, very interesting part of the family law, I would say part of a divorce proceeding in Chancery Court here in Mississippi, is the law of alimony. Let's say we have a hypothetical, and I love to apply my hypotheticals. I would like to discuss my hypotheticals because that's easy for you guys to understand. I think it's easy for everyone to understand, even for us lawyers, when we have a hypothetical, and that way we see how the law is applied by a court. So we have a hypothetical, we have two parties, husband and wife, who are getting divorced, and let's say wife alleged in her complaint for divorce that she would like to be awarded alimony as well as attorney's fees. So how the court will look at, how a court here, chancellor in Mississippi would look at demand for alimony and demand for attorney's fees. Well, first of all, let me say this. Alimony is very extreme measure in Mississippi. Now courts, chancery courts, really in Mississippi stepped away from alimony. It's just the creature, it's like a dinosaur. I think it can be considered a dinosaur already at this point, because the law states that the chancellor would not even look at alimony request unless he first will go through Ferguson Factors. So what are the Ferguson Factors, and why a judge will look at Ferguson Factors first? Well, Ferguson Factors, those are factors that the Chancery Court judge here in Mississippi applies in order to determine who get what during the divorce proceeding, right? So we have marital assets such as cars, houses, boats, and stuff like that. So first, the chancellor, in order to decide whether there is a reason for alimony at all, the chancellor will look at Ferguson Factors. So what are they? There are only four. It's a four-part test for the chancellor to apply to decide who gets what, right? The marital division the division of the marital property. So they are marital assets. The first of all, that what you have to know is it's equitable division, right? It's not equal. It's not a community property state, as you know, Mississippi, right? Louisiana is a community property state. It's over there, the law is a little different, but however, over here, it's equitable division. What does it mean, equitable? Well, it means a chancellor will look at who contributed more to the marriage, right? So let's say the husband contributed more to the building the home or making adjustments to it and investing more money, and he was spending less money during marriage. And let's say we have a wife who did not contribute anything to the household, who just spent money, husband's money, and who used husband's credit cards also, right? So we see a party who is making a waste, committing a waste of marital assets, and we have a party who is doing most of the contribution. So that's what equitable division means. It means that the party who contributed most to the marriage, that's the party who will get more out of the divorce as far as marital assets. Okay, so the first, like I said, the Ferguson Factors, a distribution of marital property, it's a four-part test. First of all, the chancellor will look at the degree to which each spouse has expended, withdrawn, or otherwise disposed of marital assets. Like I said in our hypothetical, let's say the wife was spending a lot of money, using a lot of credit cards. So that will negatively affect a wife, not a husband. Okay, then of course the contribution of each party, how much each party contributed during the divorce. The chancellor also will look at other assets which is not marital, which are not marital property, right? The party, let's say, brought into the marriage some other asset and it was not part of marital assets. However, the chancellor can look at that and will look at that and see if it has a huge value to it. Then of course the chancellor will take this into consideration. Also, the need of the party for financial security, right? Of course, if the wife doesn't have anything, the husband has everything, he made all the contribution. However, this factor will go towards in favor of wife. Why? Because she needs security. Let's say she has a job which pays less than the husband's job. So here we have a party who actually is in need of the security, of the financial security, right? So the judge, after going through Ferguson factor, right, like I said before, judge will not even look at alimony law unless he will or she will go through Ferguson factors first. And after the judge completes analysis under Ferguson factor, the judge will look at the need of the party, right? Who needs money? And if wife, let's say now hypothetical, still is in a really bad position, she makes really small amount of money and the husband makes over $100,000, then the chancellor might award alimony. But like I said, alimony in Mississippi is an extreme measure, so keep that in mind when you file for divorce. But it's always good to put the request for alimony, of course, when you file your paperwork. Again, guys, remember, this is not legal advice. This is only general information that you might use. I hope it's very helpful. Also, attorney's fees. Let's say we have a wife or a husband. Let's say a husband who is in a better financial situation requested attorney's fees. They both requested attorney's fees. But here's the deal. A chancellor will look at the financial needs of the party, right? Let's say a husband who cannot pay for their attorney's fees. Let's say we have a husband who ended up in a better position because he brought something else to the marriage, and he obviously can pay for his attorney's fees. He maybe has $50,000 in his account, and the judge will say, well, look, you obviously did not establish the needs to pay your attorney's fees because you have money. And the wife, let's say she has $5 in her account and she doesn't have a good job and she has no savings, and therefore now we have a party who can establish the need for attorney's fees. Therefore, the chancellor first of all will take into consideration which party cannot pay attorney's fees, and then decide whether to award attorney's fees to this party. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, this is not attorney's advice. If you need consultation, you can call my office, 228-229-7500. My office is located in Biloxi, Mississippi. I will be more than glad to set up a consultation with you. I hope this video was helpful. Sign up for my YouTube channel. Bye-bye.